DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, I hope you're well. It is Sunday afternoon, and it is, let me see, it's 10 degrees Celsius, so that's okay. It's not very cold, but it's cool. Yeah, so it's been in a way, a pretty busy week. Yeah, one of those weeks where, it's not been a stressful week, but it has been a busy week. Yeah, like different meetings, different stuff going on. I had my influenza and COVID vaccine. I know some people don't get vaccinations or stuff like that. I do. But having said that, I've started mostly getting vaccinations after retirement. I had got the COVID vaccinations at the time, but I never used to get the influenza ones. I was just too lazy to go and get them done. I never went actually I think I started going for really regularly to the medical doctor only after retirement. And I wanted to ensure myself that I had, I was going to say a physician at the time. We had a family doctor, and officially my name was there, but I just never went there. So yeah. But anyway, he's a cool guy. I get along really well with him, and he doesn't exaggerate, put it that way. But as you know, I'd had a few health issues that happened just a bit before retirement, actually. One was with my eye, which is never going to come back really, but partially. And a few years back there was like the skin issues, but that was something. But no, there was the tachycardia at the time, which nobody was ever able, and they never have been able to really explain it. So anyway, I'll have to just live with the doubt that it could come back, but it had not been a problem finally. But anyway, what is that expression? Once burned, you're careful about fire, something like that. I don't believe that actually. Most people get burn themselves again. Yeah. Oh, and it was one of those weeks where we did, volunteer work as well. So did some volunteer work over at the church and kept us busy. Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah. And family came over. Yeah. The family came over on Friday already. And I had my camping, so to say, with the grandkids. Now that is always fun, because we have this ongoing story, which I tell them. It's been going on for a long time, and it even started actually when my children. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep earlier. When my children were little, when my two sons were just children, they'd jump into the bed, and I would tell them that family story, so to say, and it put them to sleep. And now I've adapted it in a way, so now it's the same kind of story with the same characters and so on, but now it's with the grandkids. So we like it a lot. Yeah. It is interesting how young children can get into certain topics. Now, you all know how, you've seen it all over, how young kids seem to get into dinosaurs, for example. Well,
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Oh, sorry about that, Siri. Happens with the watch every now and then. My youngest grandson is really into the Titanic, and he can throw off. He's let me see now. Matthew is 6, yeah, but he can throw out statistics on the Titanic. I don't know if he's watched every darn YouTube Kids video on the Titanic. He knows which boats were around the Titanic when it happened. He knows what were the boats that were made by the same company before and after the Titanic, which one sunk, there were certain people that were on, I don't know how many trips on boats that sunk, amongst others the Titanic. He tells me all these things, and I just get impressed actually. I mean, like I know, like some kids are able to talk about every possible type of dinosaur. Well, he'll tell me about all different details on the Titanic. I mean, he's 6, but he's seen these on these YouTube Kids videos. Well, basically, YouTube Kids is those who go on YouTube probably don't go on YouTube Kids, but the advantage of YouTube Kids, especially for the children, I guess, is that there's no publicity, there's no comments though when the videos are made just for kids. But anyway, it's kind of like it's a better format actually for the smaller kids. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a bunch of trash on YouTube Kids. There really, really is. I would not let a child watch simply YouTube Kids without checking what they're watching more than I would on, television. Put it that way. Yeah, normal television. Yeah. Talking about television and so on. The other day, it was still on YouTube, but there were these shorts. They've been coming into my. I don't know how that works, but there's been shorts coming into my queue that were from Batman of the '60s, and little bits of shows, and it was actually kind of fun because I mean I really like the Batman of the '60s, and to have those little bits come back just brought back a lot of memories, because well, I mean over here you do not have that Batman anywhere online, and well, you might have it online on different sites. I don't know, but I haven't actually looked. But I mean, it's not on the normal streaming stuff. And I have never got into. I never got into the Batman movies. Actually, I don't think I've ever got into any of the actual superhero movies from my youth. I read them in comic books, and even in comic books, those of you who are my age know that there was like the DC comics and the Marvel comics. And by the way, DC, like some people still call me DC, has nothing to do with DC Comics. It was dagocleo, DC. But I was a DC person. I mean, it's not that I didn't read any Marvel comics, but I was a fan of DC Comics. But frankly, I'm not into any of the movies. The only movie that was not bad, I found, well, probably the best one, I'd put it this way, was the first Wonder Woman one with Gal Gadot. That was good. But the second one, 1984, I think it was called, was crap. And the Superman ones, maybe the first Superman wasn't too bad. I remember there was a Supergirl one which was awful. I don't know, there's something about, I don't know if they're not able to make movies about Superwoman or what, but seems to me they're not really very good. Anyway, having said that, that was not a good movie. And then there's been just so many, and the Batman ones, I didn't really enjoy any of the Batman ones. And then they became very dark. I call it the dark Batmans. The other day, I saw a little bit, Mrs. DC was watching it, a little bit of, what was Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. And that didn't seem great either. Then I had seen 1 or 2 scenes of Aquaman. That looked really weird. No, they just don't make good movies like that. Anyway, maybe the next time I won't chat about it now because I'm coming up to 10 minutes, but I should pull out my old Batman collection cards. I think I have shown them once, but it was probably like 7, 8 years ago now. Anyway, is that it? Yeah, I think it is. Just wasting your time and spending a little bit of mine. That'll be it for today. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.